Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Bianca Gonzalez, and I am the Bullying Prevention Program Coordinator with the Riverside Medical Clinic Charitable Foundation. Welcome to our first session of day 2 within our virtual bullying prevention conference. I'm very excited about today's webinar because I think it's just so needed, especially during these times. So before we go ahead and get started, I just wanted to share a couple of just logistics regarding the webinar today. So we are providing closed captioning services. And if you look down towards the bottom of your screen, there should actually be a closed caption icon with a little arrow pointing up. So if you click on the arrow, it should show subtitles, and that's how you can click them on. You can just follow the same steps to turn them off, so it's fairly easy to use. We're also going to be recording this webinar, and it will be uploaded on our YouTube channel within 24 to 48 hours. And we are also providing a kindness kit giveaway, as you can see. So our grand prize is kindness kits for a classroom, and then we have a couple of other prizes, which are Amazon gift cards. So if you're not an educator, and let's say you do win a grand prize, you can actually donate a kit to your classroom of choice. And please keep in mind that this giveaway is available to Riverside County attendees only. We also have the box available. We also have the chat box. Oh, let me go ahead and I just want to make sure that everybody can see our slides. If everybody can go ahead and just enter in the chat box if you're able to see our slides, just to double check. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much, everybody. Just wanting to make sure. Okay. Thank you. So just to continue, we do have our kindness kit giveaway, as I mentioned, and then we have the chat box and Q&A available during the webinar. After each of our sessions, we will be providing a short survey. We really appreciate your feedback, and that actually gives you an additional entry within our kindness kit giveaway. So we're also very appreciative of our wonderful sponsors that have been helping us facilitate this webinar, and I want to go ahead and personally thank them. We want to go ahead and thank the Riverside Medical Clinic, Kaiser Permanente, the Press Enterprise, City of Riverside, Riverside County Board of Supervisors, Hub International, IHP, Alliant, Singer Luac, Union Bank, and LabCorp. We truly thank you for your support. So before I introduce our presenter for today, I do want to share a little bit about our foundation and what we're doing out in the community. This slide shows you our impact in 2019, but I do want to share what we are currently doing in 2020. So a little bit about us. We were founded 36 years ago in 1984 by 19 RMC physicians. They formed our foundation with the goal of improving the health and quality of life in inland Southern California through advocacy, individual and professional education, and service. Our foundation holds monthly support groups for endometriosis, prostate cancer, Alzheimer's, and brain injury and stroke. And currently our groups are meeting online, and we are calling them. They're receiving wellness check calls and receiving monthly newsletters as well with important information. Our scholarship program to date has awarded over $25,000 in 3 different areas related to health education and special need programs. In 2012, we held a lecture on bullying that inspired us to launch the Anti-Bullying Institute, also known as ABI. This program, we offer services and resources to parents, administrators, and children in Spanish and English to assist in ending the cycle of bullying. ABI has impacted over 14,000 students and parents through our programming, and we also currently serve over 20,000 HERO alumni through our ongoing programs. We also have our Traveling Triplets program, and it's a doll therapy program which brings meaning and purpose for someone who is living with dementia. And currently it's on hold, but we hope to return to a normal schedule soon, as it is safe to do so for our seniors. And lastly, we have reached thousands through our health education and events in honor of some of our founding doctors. So I now want to go ahead and introduce our presenter for today, James Woods. So James Woods has a passion sharing the tools he has learned on his personal journey to wellness. He has a degree in marriage and family therapy. He's a registered yoga teacher, speaker, mentor, author, organizer, teacher and active community member. And he was raised in Corona and found roots in Riverside through community relationships. As president of Feel Free to Feel Free, a health and wellness organization that provides wellness programs and services, James directs programming, speaks, trains, and holds workshops on self-care, yoga, meditation, mindfulness, and wellness. Timmy Tut is the first book from James that fulfills his passion of sharing wellness tools through a literary experience to better serve the youth. James is also the founder of Million Man Meditation, a wellness resource event featuring all Black men. James is a willing servant and believer in building a better future, and you can find him at, and I'll go ahead and shout out his website, www.datyogadude.com, and on social media on Instagram at thatyogadude. So now I will go ahead and give it away to James.
Good morning, everybody. Hello. So glad to be here. Thank you so much, Bianca. Thank you so much, Riverside. I really appreciate being here, and I look forward to sharing with you some information that is really important to me, and especially talking about bullying and talking about working with youth and talking about working with families has been a passion for mine for a while. So I'm excited to share some slides with you, share some information with you, and actually getting moving with you, getting moving, getting breathing, getting into a different way of sharing this practice digitally. Now, I know we're all used to being on Zoom by now, hopefully you are. So making the adjustments that we need to be with each other. Video is going to be a fun thing that we're going to get into. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your time, your attention, your focus as we get into our presentation. And everybody, do me a favor, please, and just drop a thank you to Bianca for putting this together and helping me to navigate this process. If you could just drop a thank you in the chat for Bianca, or wave, or just, hey, shout her out, because we really appreciate all that she has done to make sure that we are able to do this for the Yelling to Yoga presentation. All right, Yelling the Yoga presentation. We are here. We finally made it. I am that yoga dude, as I said. But feel free to feel free. And we are here to talk about bullying prevention. Bullying prevention is a huge thing to me. I'm just going to share a little bit about who I am, a little bit more on the next slide. That's me. That yoga dude, DAT, yoga dude. Now, that yoga dude is a name that I picked up because I work with kids, and kids, they never could remember my name, James Woods, but they always remember that I did yoga. So that's how it became, hey, is that yoga dude over there? And that yoga dude is just stuck, and it sounds good, and it really creates who I am and who I am trying to help, working with the kids and working with the folks who need me by providing them with some yoga and some mindfulness and meditation. We're going to get into that. I am also an uncle. I'm going to leave you a little bit about that, and we're going to talk more about me being an uncle. And I'm an uncle to that guy that we see over on the screen there. That is Jay. I'm Uncle James, and that is Uncle Jay. He's waving at you right there, saying hello, saying what's up. His hair is kind of like mine. Well, me and my nephew Jay, we got a story to tell. We're going to tell it in this Yelling and Yoga presentation. I am an MFT. I am American Family Therapist. Got my degree, and it was something that I always have been passionate about. Psychology, mental health, and wellness, and really getting to understand myself and getting to understand other people. CYT. That was supposed to be PYT, but CYT is a certified yoga instructor, certified yoga trainer, certified yoga teacher. All those different acronyms work. It is, I've done the yoga teacher training, I've done the hours, I've been trained, I have studied, I have practiced, and now I use yoga on a part of my daily life and to help other people teaching yoga. I'm an entrepreneur. I went out and I started to do a business, and I found out how hard and how difficult it was. And I found out how much it takes you discovering who you are to make a business work, to make anything work for yourself. It's just a representation of who you are. And entrepreneurship has shined a light on what I could do and the things that I was learning to be able to do. Compassionate community member. Being a community member is all of us joining in and saying hello to our neighbors, all of us being a part of something. To be a compassionate community member is to serve in a way where it's not just about what I can get and not just about what I can have, but it's also about what I can offer and what I can share with other people. So that's, the more I engage in community, the more I learn about the passion that comes from serving the community, compassionate. And Riverside is an amazing community. The whole Inland Empire and Riverside is an amazing community that learn compassion. And shout out to the Lakers. All my Lakers fans, do me a favor and drop in the chat. We are champions. Say Lakers, drop in the chat. Shout out to LeBron and everybody else on the team. I wasn't on the team this year. I didn't make it, but I'm a Laker fan. So yes, world champions. So I'm always, and I've been a Laker fan from way back in the day. Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones, all those. Go Dodgers and Lakers. Let's do it. All right. Shout out to LA. All right. So I'm going to have you also tell me some things in the chat, but then on the next slide, I'm going to let you know how I can hear from you in a different way. All right. So we have this thing called Mentimeter. And on Mentimeter, it is a software that helps me really find out more about you. All right. So the chat is great. The chat is amazing, but I want to find out more about you. So if you could do me a favor, pull out your phone. If you're not on your phone, you can use a device. If you're on your device, you can use another tab to open up. But I need you to please go to www.menti.com, menti.com, and you're going to enter the code there. And Bianca, if you could please enter the code in the chat too, so people can also see it there. But the code to enter when you get to www.menti.com is 927854.9. You're going to enter that code as soon as you go to menti.com, and it's going to bring you to our presentation where you should be able to see the present slide that is up there. So if you could do me a favor and go to menti.com so I can interact with you and get some information. And boom, now I'm over here. What's going on, y'all? I actually have pants on today. I teach yoga, so I get to wear stretchy pants. And I usually speak without socks anyway, or without shoes anyway. So if you could go to menti.com and let me know if you're there, if you have any problems. The code is 927854.9. Thank you, Jeanette, for putting it in the chat. Thank you so much. Code is 927854.9. Logged in. Great. Awesome. 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 If you're having any trouble, just let us know in the chat, but you should be able to log in. Once again, 927854.9. Cool. And now we're going to go to the good to go. I love it. We're going to go to the next slide. I'm going to get a little bit of information about you all. Do me a favor. We got a poll here. Who is your favorite educator? Who is your favorite parent? Who is your favorite aunt, uncle? Out of these folks that you see on your screen, who do you remember? Who was your favorite? Who was the ones that helped you work with youth? Who's the ones that made you feel like I want to be like them? I learned some lessons from them. And if it's none of those people at all, just who are the ones that you remember out of these folks here? Just add it to the Mentimeter that's going to give you the choice to respond A, B, C, D. If you don't know who those people are, if you guys can also drop in the chat who those people are. These are very, very special people. You can just drop in the chat because the names aren't there. But just go into the Mentimeter and select which one is your favorite. And if you could press S for me, please, Jeanette or Bianca, it's going to remove the picture there. Press S on the presentation. Good. And then we're going to see what everybody is feeling, is thinking. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So these dots represent you. These are your votes. These are your submissions to who are your favorites. So we have A is winning. Okay, A, C, A and C are getting in there, jumping in there. Good, good, good. All right. So we love all these folks. So A, of course, was Steve Urkel and the Winslows and that great family. I learned a lot about parenting. I learned a lot about families through the Winslows and Steve Urkel and all those different people sharing information, kind of framing how I thought about being with children and working with children as an educator. And then of course we have Miss Krabappel with The Simpsons. She was a real teacher. She was a teacher. She was an educator who sometimes brought her stuff to school and was there present with the kids and everything was going on. And then we had the Cosbys, right? So the old traditional family standard with the Cosbys, everybody's there, everybody's doing their thing. So we have all these folks in there. All right, so it looks kind of even. Everybody's kind of the same. And if you could press S for me once again to show the image. All right, all right. Oh, Mr. Feeney, Mr. Feeney and Boy Meets World. Most of you are probably too young for these people out there. I know I'm up there, You guys are probably too young to know who these are, but thank you for voting and sharing that information with me. All right, now we're going to go to the next one. Now, if you could do me a favor, I just want a little bit more information from you. I would like to know your current level of stress. What is your current level of stress? We've had a stressful year. We've had a stressful couple of weeks. We've had some stress going on. So I just want you all to share with me what your current level of stress is, and we're going to get to know where we kind of are as a general, where we feeling what we are feeling as a group, as people, as together. What's going on with stress? And as you see to the far right, extremely high stress. And when we're talking about stress, we're talking about those feelings in our body when we feel overwhelmed, we feel like our mind is racing, we feel anxious, we feel all over the place. We feel like life is just giving us way too much. All right. So we are actually moving towards a little bit of a higher sense of stress. It's on a scale from 1 to 5, on the scale from 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest, extreme stress, and 1 being almost none. All right. You kind of relax in this vacation. All right. We have some people dropping in the chat, 2, 3, 3. We got some people kind of in the middle. Stress is a huge thing to measure and monitor. All right, cool, cool, cool. Thank you so much. So we are at about a 3.5 right now collectively on the stress scale. Some of us are probably at 6, and some of us are feeling a little less. But right now we're at about 3.5. So we're just checking it out. Thank you all for all responding and giving me that information. And we're going to check in with where we are. But if we go to the next slide, hopefully it doesn't increase today. All right, we're going to get into this real work here. So, as you see, little Jameer is right there in the picture, and he's working along with one of his educators. Now, I'm his Jameer's uncle. Now, as Jameer's uncle, I care about him, my little nephew, little Jay. That's what we call him. I care about him. And one day he came to me and he told me that he was getting bullied. Like kids were picking on him, kids were calling him names, calling him chubby, calling him this, calling him that. And what it did to me really made me want to be here. How could somebody do something to a kid that I care about? How could somebody make fun of him besides me? How could somebody pick on him? How can someone try to make him feel like he was less than? And I saw what it did to him, and then I realized what it was doing to me. I worked with kids before, kids just as an educator, as a mentor, but when it was in my home, when it was close to me, it really made a difference in how I felt and it really affected me and how I looked at what bullying did to not only the parents and the educators, but also the kids that were being bullied. And it gave me the opportunity to start to look at the relationship with the kids that I have and understanding that what they feel, I can feel. And when they're going through something, I'm going through something. And I wanted to have a way to be able to navigate that space. I wanted to have a way to be able to check in with myself and be present with the kids as well as provide some tools for them while they're out there. I'm not going to always be around. So they're going to need some tools while the bullying's going on, while they can see it. They're going to just need some tools for life. And as I started to develop myself, luckily, one of the tools that I found for myself was yoga. So as a therapist, one day at work, I had a supervisor, and this was one of those supervisors that she always was just doing cool stuff and just always blowing me away. Yeah, one of those supervisors that I was rare to have one of those. I had a supervisor that told me about yoga, and I was like, yoga? Nah, what are you talking about? I'm a boy. Boys don't do yoga. It just doesn't work like that. I play football. I'm strong. I'm buff, as you guys can see. I'm all over the place. And she told me, yeah, just go try it out. Check out the yoga. I'm like, all right, I'll go. It'll be a good stretch. I can't touch my toes. I'm not very flexible, but I'll go. Try to get some more flexibility. I ended up going to yoga, and I was the only man in the class. And I was younger by about 20 years than everybody else. So I go into yoga. I'm like, this is going to be a breeze. This is going to be easy. I'm going to kick these old ladies' butts. And I get in there, and after I kind of settle in and start looking around, I started to get into it. And then I started to get into this move they call downward facing dog. I started shaking and sweating, and it started really being a tough class for me. And after the lady stopped laughing at me, and after the lady stopped clowning me, we got into one of the last poses in class, and I was able to relax. I was able to release. all the stress and tension that I had from issues with my uncle, my nephew, all the stress and tension I had from issues of being a therapist, at that moment, I was able to relax. I was able to calm down. I was able to release. I was able to feel good. And I remembered that. And I wanted to share that feeling with the rest of the kids that I work with, and even the parents and the administrators, and even my coworkers that I work with. This feeling of release, relax, the tension just melted from my body. I wanted to share that with the rest of the people, so I got into yoga. And me being able to get into yoga helped me to understand clearly and be more present for the parents that I work with and for the educators that I work with. And that's why we're here with the Feel Free Yelling and Yoga. And if we go to the next slide, I got some more information to share with you, please. Because we asked some questions, all right? I knew I wasn't the only one experiencing this of having a loved one being bullied or having someone that I work with being bullied. So we asked some questions. One of the questions we asked was, what do you want for your child? What do you want for your child? 75% of the parents that we polled responded with this. 75% of the parents responded with they wanted for their child to experience happiness, just to be happy. And it blew me away. All right. It blew me away because I'm thinking we want them to do this, that. But they just wanted for their child to be happy. And we can go to the next slide. As I understood that they just wanted their child to be happy, it's like, okay, let me put some things together. But then I wanted to find out, what do you want from your kids? What do you want from your kids? So we're going to go back to Mentimeter, www.menti.com, Nenti.com. Put in the code again if you're not already there, and then answer the question on the slide. What do you want from your kids? What do you want from your kids? What do you want from your kids? You come in, you see them in the classroom, you see them in the clinic, you see them where you work, or you see them at home as a parent. What is it that you want from your kids? Drop the answers in the Menti. What is it that you want from your kids? And let me know. And if you could press S on the screen, Jeanette or Bianca, and cool, we can start finding out confidence, compassion, kindness, empathy, colorful, respect individuals, happy, enjoy, openness, empathy, respect, openness, confidence, responsible, good, care, respect. I love it. I love it. I love it. I respect, empathy, responsible, love, care. I love it. I want for our clients to have a sense of self confidence that is unwavered by the approval of denial. Let's go deep early in the morning. It's 10 a.m. Let's get it. Let's go. I love it. So, as you all can see on here, one of the biggest things that we want from our children, because the bigger ones are the ones that people have selected multiple times: respect, love, happiness, communication. I think this world is shifting. I think this world is changing. And this is what we want from our kids. So, how do we instill this? And they keep coming in. I love it. I love it. I love it. That confidence, that love, that happiness, that honesty. Let's tell the truth, little Jimmy. Everybody, we want these things from our kids. This is what we want. And to have that presence to understand that I'm a parent. I am good judgment. I love it. I'm a parent. I'm a mentor. I'm an educator. I'm a clinician. I'm a doctor. But I still want something from these kids. As an adult, I still have something that I want from these kids: empathy, love for myself, connection for myself. And that's the reciprocal relationship that we are in. And when we start to understand that relationship of, I'm not just the one in authority, I'm not just the one on top telling what to do, but this child offers me something on a daily basis, and I offer them something on a daily basis, and it builds a relationship. So we're going to talk more about how we can build that relationship to help us deal with the strenuous things that are outside of us and then sometimes inside of us. If we can go to the next slide, please. I love how they still coming in, smiles, happiness. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, now here we going into that authority piece sometimes, or sometimes that piece where we expect something of our child, maybe because we didn't get it before, maybe because we just want to see the brighter world shine in them, all these things. But what is it that we expect from your children, your kids, the kids that you work with? What is that you expect? And you come in, I expect you to do this, maybe because of their certain age, maybe because of the things that you went over with them, maybe because of just the what you expect of yourself. But when you think about it, what is you expect from your kids? How do you expect them to be? How do you expect them to think? How do you expect them to behave? Yes, and let's please see those answers, please, if we can hide that image. But what do we expect from our super? To be present, accountability, willing to try, kindness, follow directions, to be consistent, be respectful, and motivated to learn, honesty, gratitude. I love it. And the screen, they're just going to scroll up. Thank you. Gratitude, understand that no one is perfect. Ooh, I expect you to listen and apply what I'm telling you. I love it. I expect my kids to live life with compassion, love, and confidence. Ooh, we got some confident, compassionate people in here. Respectfulness, kindness, motivated, honesty. I love it. I expect them to love, present, and fearless. Woo. We expect a whole lot from our kids. We expect them to love and to engage and to be mindful and to be present. Now, how do we build that into them? How do we honestly provide them with the skills to give them what we expect from them? This is huge. This is something that we're going to break down and go into today. I love my little nephew. I love him and I want all these things for him and I expect these things for him. But then we're gonna let's talk about how we get it to be in the example. Okay, we want them to be leaders. And I love it. I love your participation. The screen keeps scrolling. I love it. Thank you. Honesty, be kind and grateful. Thank y'all so much. To treat others with respect and be kind, to be grateful and compassionate. Oh, we have some poets in here. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So this is what we expect from our kids, and we're gonna start building this in this time that we have today. We're gonna start building how we help them to achieve that. All right. Love themselves. I love it. And if we can go to the next slide, please, we're gonna look at some more questions. I love, I love it. Now, here we go. Whew. What did we learn from our parents? What did we learn from our mentors? What did we learn from our supervisors? Now we have these expectations and these wants from our kids, but I know me dealing with bullies as I was younger is a lot different than me talking to Lil Jay about dealing with bullies. So, what did I learn from my interaction with adults, from peers that shaped me? What do I learn that I'm still operating in? What do I learn that still guides the way I think and I behave? What do I learn about interacting with children and treating them as people? If we could move the S, so hopefully we can see if people's responded about what did you learn? Act of kindness, family is everything, struggles, love, respect, a strong sense of self. Good, be kind, learn to forgive, to show respect, compassion, kindness, faith, listen, love, hard work, love everyone, education. Cool, I love it. Obedience, consistency. Nice. Respect, faith, hard work. Okay, we got some hard workers in here. Love, compassion. So once again, the big ones are the ones that are most common. And I know you get to answer a couple times in there, but I see a lot of people were taught respect. And how do we translate that? How do we get that into working with our youth? Love, confidence, hard work. I see it. I see it. Independence. All right. Let me just make sure I see. Usually, when I ask this question, somebody inevitably says, nothing. I learned nothing from my parents. They taught me nothing at all. Morals, how to be. I love it. Unconditional love, faith, guidance, all these different things. It's amazing. So our parents being able to teach us and show us these things. Sometimes it was explicit. They're telling you exactly what it is. And sometimes it's just by them showing you love, showing them respect, showing you hard work. The parents coming in 2, 3 jobs with the school. Your parents just showing you respect by respecting the neighbors and the communities that they are in. Compassion. I love it. Thank you. All right. So this is what the parents taught us. Now, if we can go to the next slide, I have another question for you. Compassion. I love it. We got some compassionate, obedient folks. What scares you as a parent or professional? All right. So once again, it was terrifying to hear my little nephew was being bullied. In school, you don't think about the kids who are being bullied as someone that you're going to know, really, And as working with kids, it's always that fear, is this kid going to make it? Is this kid going to overcome the struggles that they came through? Is this child going to be safe? No one no one wants to question the safety of a child. Is this child going to make the decisions to be able to take care of themselves, to be independent? What are some of the things that scare us as a parent, as a professional about the children in our lives? Thank you so much. We're going to check out what your responses are. I love your participation. Unhappy, feeling alone, failure, suicide, unable to help, trauma, man, losing a child, school violence. Wow. The decline of empathy in this nation terrifies me. And the suicide in youth, not knowing the struggles that the child is actually enduring and not being able to help. Oof. Children being bullied, students will make poor choices and not learn from them. Wow, thank you. That I leave this earth and my child are not okay. Wow, this is real. I'm scared my child may not confide in me or trust me to talk about anything and everything. Whew, that relationship, knowing my child is unhappy, not being able to help students in need, knowing that we can't save them from harming him too young. My help wasn't enough. Disconnection, losing a child, no support at home, the world in itself. Awesome. So these are real fears. These are some real fears that we deal with on a daily basis, man. And thank y'all for being so open and sharing. Like y'all are really pouring your heart out here and letting us know. And I thank y'all. And for being so open and candid about this, that my child felt like we can't came to me with issues. Yep. That my son struggles socially. Yep. Someone that preys on the weak. Whoo, man, afraid our child's gonna be the predator, be the bully. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for opening your heart and being able to share. Hopefully this is even something that, seeing other people fears, you be able to connect and let you know that you're not alone in these fears as parents, as mentors, as educators. And if we can go to the next slide, I hope everybody was able just to see theirs and be recognized and be heard and be felt, because your fears and what you need is important. So once again, we're going to take it to the slide. Um, okay, code is once again the code. If you could share the code, I believe it's 92. I don't want to mess it up. The code should be in the chat. If we could go back a slide, the code, there we go. The code is 927854.9. If you can go into 927854.9. All right, what areas would you like? We talked about what we want. We talked about what we expect. We talked about our fears. What are some of the areas that you would like support in being a parent, being a mentor, a teacher, a doctor, a therapist, a organizer, a director, administrator, an uncle, a big brother, a cousin? What are some of the areas of support? I know there's a million others, but we wanted to kind of bring them down. Stress management. Okay. We have some physical health, some communication, finding time for yourself. All right. Setting boundaries. Good. Okay. So we trying to figure out how to deal with all the stress. Being able to deal with stress is a huge thing, especially at this time of transition in our lives, in our country, in our nation. We have a whole lot going on, and to remember that our kids are going through it as well. All right, so we have stress management. We will go with that. And I know there's more. If you want to drop more in the chat, you can do it. But today we're going to focus a little bit on stress management. If we could do me a favor and go to the next slide, please. We're going to jump in. Okay, one more slide over. All right, it's real because currently more than a third of Americans suffer from symptoms of anxiety and depression. All right, but it was 11%. So within this year, we know stress and anxiety went up almost double. And what does that look like? Well, we can go to the next slide, please. We're going to talk about what that stress and that anxiety and depression look like. It looks like us incurring stress in personal life, feeling disconnected and isolated with fears of getting sick. That's huge stress that's going on right now. Financial loss of income due to reduced hours or being laid off from work. We don't know what's going on with the economy. Familiar, learning to balance work from home with everyone at home. Some of us are still working at home, and we got to figure out how we can make it happen with the computer screens over here and teaching over there and going on. I got to work over here. Cultural concerns over changes, health crisis, racial crisis, and economics. How do we address the things that have been brought into our face? How do we address the world changing right in front of us? Just me thinking about it, getting a little bit stressed. Cultural concerns over the changes, once again, and then these are our cumulative, all the above plus media consumptions. Even just stressful about our local world. What's going to happen to that business that I liked? What's going to happen to the time at the park? We don't have any time to go and play that recreational soccer thing because they're closing parks and this and all that down. So being able to look at stress and identify where it is in our life helps us to take a step towards managing it. Now, if we can go to the next slide, me trying to talk to Jay about stress has been difficult. So first we have Jay right here where he's getting bullied and he's sad about it. All right. He's sad about it. I'm sad about it. But Jay decides to take it on his own. He decided to take it on his own and really be angry about it. Now he starts to internalize it. Oh, you gonna pick on me? You gonna mess with me? I got something for you. And then he starts to kind of just hide behind devices and hide behind video games and spend all of his time there. And then Jay becomes the bully. All right. Jay discovers that he can make people feel the way that he felt. He told me this story. Yeah. He came to school and it was a little boy who was talking about him, talking about his size, talking about all these, how he looked and stuff. But the little boy lost his father. And Jay made some remarks about the kid's father. And the look on my nephew's face of feeling like, oh man, I was able to defend myself. I was able to, it hurt me more than anything that he felt like he had to resort to hurting other people to make sure that he felt protected, that he felt secure. And that's when it was like, yo, man, we really have to put some things in place to make sure you regulate yourself, that you feel like you don't have to attack others, that you feel like you are safe, that you feel calm and you are not reacting to the things that are going on. We're talking about being able to regulate your emotions, feel secure and confident in yourself, feel compassionate for yourself and others, respect yourself, feel independent and guided. So we had to bring them from behind the computer, bring him from behind the video games, Fortnite, all the dances and stuff, all the time that he's doing. And of course, initially he was like, James, what are you doing? Like, I got this. I'm 13 now. Just, I'm shutting down. I don't want to do this. This is difficult. And I'm just, I can't do it. But initially working with him and building him up and trusting him and him trusting me, we were able to get Jameer Jay to a point of being in some kind of peace, some kind of collectedness with himself, and we're still working with it. And as he got there to a greater understanding of himself, I was able to get there for myself. So him learning how to manage his stress was a part of me learning how to manage my own stress as well. So if we can go to the next slide, please. We're going to talk about how I was able to manage myself and help Jay to manage himself. All right. So we created a foundation. We created a foundation of being able to go from yelling and crazy and all over the place and feeling all these emotions to being peaceful and relaxed and calm through a mental and a physical practice. All right, so we established some goals. All right, what is this going to look like? What do we want to achieve? We want to achieve you not being picked on. We want to achieve you not feeling like you have to retaliate. We want to achieve you not shutting down. We want to achieve you creating communication and dialogue and trust between us and the rest of the family, and as well as yourself, being able to identify all that you have in yourself and use it as a tool to navigate this crazy world. And then having that awareness. All right, when do I need to use it? When do I feeling crazy? When am I feeling shut down? What's going on? Why do I need to be aware of how I feel about myself? Why do I need to be aware of possibly how others feel about themselves? Just having that awareness of people and myself. And then I need to have access to this tool that we're creating. All right. This is a tool that's going to help me achieve my goals. This is a tool that's going to help me get a sense of awareness about myself and the world. This is a tool that's going to help me, but I need access to it. I got to be able to do it and just pick it up anytime. And then we needed to add some value to it. All right. So after we created a foundation, we needed to create a way for him to prevent the things that he was possibly going to go into. We got to have that prevention piece. So we had to see value in it. It had to feel good to him right away. It had to be of value to him. And then it had to be something that he could practice on a daily basis, weekly basis, whatever, but something that he could practice because you need to practice before you go out and actually have to do it. And then it could be something that this is the piece that worked for me. It needed to be something that was demonstrated. All right. When I talk about demonstrated, he had to see me doing it. He had to see others around him doing it so he could see that it was actually something that could be built in the part of his life and actually something that's created to life. And then consequences, finding out that there were consequences for not doing this. If I don't do this, then I'm going to feel bad or I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to do this. And not necessarily punishment, as in you get punished for not doing this. It's just if I don't do this, if I eat this donut, then there's a consequence for it. It's not punishment, just a consequence. And then it has to be internal where he started to realize that I'm doing this because I feel good about myself. I love myself. I'm creating something for me from within me. And then growing, always growing. Like, hey, the more I do this, the more I get better. The more I can stretch, the more I can feel good, the more I can feel calm and relaxed, the more my world around me gets brighter and brighter. So I needed to build something for him that had these elements. And one of the things that, man, came to my mind was the stuff that I learned in the yoga stuff. Like, oh, wow, all this yoga helped me calm down and relax. It's something that I can do whenever I need to do it. For yoga, all you need is just your body. You don't need equipment. You don't need tools. You don't need a gym and stuff. You just need to yourself. And along with having yourself, your body, your physical, you need the breath. All right, we can go to the next slide. I'm going to let you know about one of the most important, powerful tools that you have on you. All right, so that is a graphic. It's supposed to be moving, but it's just not moving. So just imagine that it is. All right, you got those lungs, and then you have that orange thing at the bottom of your lungs. That orange thing is your diaphragm. If you can sing like Whitney Houston, you use your diaphragm. And when we breathe, a lot of times we just breathe in our chest, just those lungs moving. But when we want to breathe deep and calm and relaxed, we want to breathe all the way down into that diaphragm for some big belly breathing. All right. So do me a favor. I can't see you, but you can see me. If you're sitting down in your chair, sit down in your chair. If you're standing up, please do so. Stand up because you've probably been sitting down already too long. Standing or sitting, you're going to come into a relaxed position where your shoulders relax, your legs relax, your face relaxes, and you start to notice that you are breathing. Now, you've been breathing this whole time, right? Hopefully, you've been breathing this whole time. But now I want you to pay attention to it. Are you breathing in and out of your mouth? Are you breathing in and out of your nose? Are you breathing in through your nose? Just paying attention to your breathing. And when you breathe out, what happens to your body? Do you just feel the stress kind of relax and release? Your body just soften? When you breathe in, are you tensing up? When you breathe in, are you smelling the food cooking? Are you smelling the office? You need to change the filter. When you breathe out, is it clear? Is it fluid? Being able to notice your breath is the first step you can take in being mindful. And mindfulness is all a part of yoga. When we go from yelling to yoga, we're talking about going from reactivity and reaction to being calm, being present, and being able to regulate and check in with how you feel. There's so many things that take us out of our emotional self. There's so many things that take us out of our mental self. But when we get back into our breath, it's us taking charge and being present once again. And that is what I like to demonstrate for my nephew Jay. Me being present, me being calm. So that means he can bring to me, he can communicate to me what he needs to without me blowing up and going off and getting crazy on him and yelling and getting to that who's going to be the baddest 13-year-old match because it's in there. But But when somebody tells me about what Jace is doing or what Jay is not doing, I'm able to be calm and relaxed and present. I'm able to check in with myself. And then I'm able to deal with the stress that builds up for it. I care so much for him. I want so much for him. And when he does something crazy, stupid, it builds stress in me. How do I release it? How do I let it go? Do me a favor. Once again, I'm going to show you in the chair if you are in a chair. If you're standing, please remain standing. But we're going to take 3 deep breaths, the deepest breaths of all day, possibly all week, most likely all year. We definitely need it. I'm going to let my arms relax to the side. My feet are comfortable and relaxed underneath me. And I'm going to put my hand over my belly. I haven't eaten breakfast this morning. I notice it. All right. And whenever I breathe in, I feel those lungs up. That diaphragm drops down, expanding my belly. And it's just after Thanksgiving dinner. I have a full belly, but it's full of oxygen. And then as I exhale, the belly collapses. All the oxygen is in, and I'm pushing out all the toxins, the carbon dioxide, all the bad, the icky stuff, cleaning it out. That diaphragm comes up, the belly goes in. Then things start to relax and come back in. And the process starts in and out. So we're going to do 3 deep breaths in and out of our nose. Why in and out of our nose? Because you've been wearing a mask all day and your breath probably smells bad. No, we're going to breathe in and out of our nose because our brain gets a signal that it's time to relax when we breathe in and out of our nose. You know, when you're running or walking and breathing out of your mouth and stuff because you're panicked and you're trying to hurry up and get oxygen in. But when you're calm, hopefully when you're sleeping and relaxing, breathing in and out of your nose, maybe a little bit snoring, but you're breathing in and out of your nose because your mind and your body is relaxed. 3 deep breaths. I'm going to count from 1 to 3 and we'll start. And we'll breathe in and out of our nose as we relax our shoulders, relax our hands, soften through the feet, soften through the face. On the count of 3, we start. 1, 2, 3. Take a deep inhale, slow exhale through the nose. Just noticing how your shoulders rise and fall. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose and a slow, long exhale through the nose. Soften your face, soften your jaw, relax the tongue. Let's take one more deep inhale through the nose. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. And let the exhale be longer through the nose. Exhale, breathe, 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 breathe. Good. Relax and release. And just do me a favor, drop in the chat if you noticed any difference. Notice you may feel a little bit lighter. Hopefully don't feel too lightheaded. Notice if you feel a little bit sleepy, a little bit calm. Notice if you feel, yeah, just like, oh wow, just different in any way. You could feel worse. I don't know. But just notice if you feel any different. And a lot of us have hard time going to sleep. One of the things about Jay, who I get on him all the time, he stays up all night playing video games, Fortnite, Call of Duty, and Jungle Book, or whatever. Go to sleep. You have a hard time going to sleep? Make sure you do some deep breathing or calm yourself down. A part of yoga is learning how to turn that switch on your brain off. You know, the switch that lights up when you think about your kids, when you think about your job, when you think about the country. There's this procedure that we can do to also turn those switches off. We start to develop that power and that strength to have over those switches in our mind. And that helps us bring ourselves from yelling to yoga. And yoga is really just a practice. It's a practice just like any other martial art, just like any other practice that we do. We practice every morning, brushing our teeth, hopefully, and showering. These are practice. These are things that we build on and we get better at to help us learn more about ourselves. The more we learn about ourselves, the less reason we have to yell at anyone, especially at ourselves. We can go to the next slide, please, because we're going to go deeper into breathing and how it works for us. Sleepy, but don't go to sleep yet. We're going to wake up because yoga and breathing can help us feel relaxed, but it also can help us to feel energized. So put the Red Bull to the side and put the Monster back in the refrigerator. Put the lid back on that Starbucks coffee because we can energize ourselves with our breathing and our yoga. Breathing, of course, helps us to relax. We've experienced that. Hopefully, it relieves some pain. Yeah, if you find yourself breathing instead of thinking about how much this or that hurts, detoxifies the body. When we cleaning out our blood, when we're releasing those carbons through our exhales, increase energy, boost immunity. We know we need that right now. Decrease stress. Let's just bring it down a notch or two. Improves digestion, helps to move around all those things that block out from us letting it out, and then lowers blood pressure. So many things that are out there that help raise our blood pressure up, but we are in control of lowering it, bringing it down. And of course, we can do all kinds of things, but this is one of the things that, once again, is accessible. It's right there. We don't need to go anywhere to get it. It's free. It's free to breathe for a while at least. And it's something that we can do anywhere. We can do it in public and not look too weird. We can do it when we're reading. We could do it when we're sitting down. We could do it at the job, being able to breathe. All right. So as you see on the chart there, we're going to do a 4-7-8 breath. Stick with me. And I like to do different breaths because it helps to keep kids engaged as well. We're gonna keep doing the same breath. I'm tired of breathing. All right, let's switch it up. Let's do a whole nother breath. And they don't know, they're not aware that this breath is actually helping them be energized and actually helping them be calm and relaxed as well. All right. So we're gonna do this 4-7-8-0 breath. All right. So that means we're gonna inhale for 4, we're gonna hold it for 7, and then we're gonna exhale for 8, and then start the process all over again. All right. So it's going to be inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold for half a second, and then we start breathing again. Now, if you are not comfortable holding your breath for 7 seconds or exhaling for 8, don't do it. Just do what you can. Yoga is a practice. We build and we develop on it. We're going to go through this once again. Inhale for a count of 4. Hold it means stop breathing for 7. Exhale for 8. And then 0, we doing our thing. All right, on the count of 3, we start. 1, 2, 3. Let's inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. Good. One more time. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoo! You're at home, you're in the office, whatever. Make sure you make that loud noise. Get yourself energized and ready. All right. When we have our exhale longer than our inhale, it makes our mind focus on staying with that breath and letting it out. And when we're talking about focus, we're talking about not letting those other things in, those distractions, keeping the kids focused, keeping ourselves focused, and being in the place we need to. If we can go to the next slide, we're going to focus a little bit more on what yoga is. We're going to skip that video. We just understand that we can keep the slide here, but we'll skip the video. So when do we breathe? Before or after a meeting? We got a parent teacher meeting or something. I want to breathe before we go. Hey, all right, let's take a breath, calm ourselves down, because I don't want to go into what you did or didn't do. Just take a breath. Before dinner, if we all able to sit down before we just dig into the food, let's take a breath, breathe, calm, relax, pray, do what we need to do, making sure breath is a part of our daily routines. After you have made a bad decision, before you start beating yourself up, take some breath. Let's breathe to help refocus. Find some room within yourself. All right, I've been working on this a little too long, a little too hard. Let me pause, step back, and get into it. Anchor to sensations. Whenever I feel that tightness in my chest, I gotta breathe. Whenever I feel tightness in my shoulders, whenever I feel like, oh man, I need a burger right now, or something like that, I know I need to breathe. So being aware of those sensations to help me breathe, breathe, breathe. And it's not a punishment. Go to your room and breathe. It's not a distraction. I need you to just sit up and breathe over there. It is something that we are aware of. And the more that we are aware of our breath, the more we are aware of ourselves and what's going on. So let's all breathe. On the count of 3, let's take a deep breath together in and out of our nose. 1, 2, 3. Deep inhale and exhale. That's it. We are going to get into some of. So when I say yoga to you, First thing people don't talk about as we go to the next slide is not what it sounds like or the breathing and stuff. It's about what it looks like. We all want to do the cool yoga poses and wear the cool yoga pants and all that kind of stuff. And it's cool. It's a part of being yoga too, especially on all the Aflac commercials and everything. Move, move, move. And look how peaceful this person looks in the meadow. That's not always our life. That's not always our opportunity. And once again, it's about having access to it. So when we don't have a mat to roll out, when we don't have a peaceful meadow to into, we still need to be able to move our body. If you can go to the next slide for me, please. And moving our body means moving our body. Yoga is literally for everybody. And we could do it anywhere, anytime, including in our chair. So we're going to start out with some chair yoga. Remember that breath that we were doing, the one that made you feel kind of sleepy, kind of relaxed, a little bit energized? We're going to do that and combine it with some movement as well. So I'm once again sitting up nice and tall in my chair. My feet are flat on the ground. My hands are relaxed. And I'm going to take my shoulders. I'm going to inhale, roll them up, squeeze, squeeze, and then exhale, roll them back and down. Ugh. Good. Inhale, I'm going to take my shoulders and roll them up. And exhale, roll them back and down. All right. Inhale, my shoulders roll. Now, as I breathe in, I squeeze my shoulders up underneath my ears, showing you from the side. Good. And as I exhale, I roll my shoulders back, opening through my chest, taking away any of that anxiety and that tightness in my chest and my shoulders, and letting these heavy shoulders just melt down. You know, these shoulders that type all day, that text all day, that yell at kids all day. Relax them and let them breathe. One more time. Inhale, breathe in through the nose, squeeze the shoulders, make an ugly face because it feels good. And then exhale, roll them back and down. Stand moving with the breath, solid in our seat and our foundation. You can also stand while you're doing this. I'm just going to roll my head gently from side to side, breathing as I go through it. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Good. Working out the kinks in our neck. So much tightness and tension is stored in our neck that we don't even realize it. How many times have you driven by an accident or something on the freeway and your shoulders just you hear something on the news and you just tense up and tighten it up. So we roll it out, we work it out. And this is something that we demonstrate. Our kids get to see us be relaxed and calm as we move through these poses. And as I inhale, I'm going to bring my arms out wide, stretch and open up, stretch, open up. Good, 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 good. And then exhale, bringing them down. Yep. Once again, this is something they can do in their desk, in their chair while they're online studying. Inhale, we're going to open up once again, bringing our hands back and see how my chest reaches back. If you're in the chair, if you're standing up, you can reach back, feel the stress in your back, breathe in, then exhale, relax back and down. This time, I'm going to take my hands out in front of me. These are the hands that are driving all day long, writing, typing, texting. So I want to work out my wrist, inhaling and exhaling, opening up my fingers. So, arthritis don't come by me, or tendonitis, or gingivitis, whatever. Inhale, I'm going to bring those hands up into the sky, reach up, stretch up. Like I'm pulling myself out of my chair, reach up, the bottom of my ribs come up. Ooh, so my chest rips up, reaches up, stretch up. And I'm going to lean back. If you have a chair, you can lean back, and if it's okay for your neck, bring your chin slowly to the sky, lean back. Good. And then exhale. Watch as I bend my elbows down and bring my chest up and forward. I'm going to show you from the side. Once again, I'm making my ugly face. As I stretch my back and my chest, everything opens up. I'm going to show you standing. If you can, join me standing. Inhale, bring both hands up into the sky. Good. And then once again, I'm going to bend the elbows and see how I'm bringing my arms behind my back. Exhale, bring it down. Oh, chest up. Oh. Weird noises are a part of yoga, so please do them. Shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. We are standing now, we are sitting wherever we are. I sit so much all day staring at a computer, so my low back is just crying. Or maybe I'm sitting in a chair in my car seat all day. So I want to take care of my low back. So whether you're in the chair or you're standing up, I'm just gonna do a forward fold. So I'm standing up because I've been sitting down all day. My kids have to. Hey kids, it's time to get up. Little Jay, come on, let's get up. Let's do it. Take a deep inhale, breathe in. I don't want to do it. And then as I exhale, I bend the knees, I move from the hips, and I just kind of fold forward. Oh, something just cracked. And I'll move back and forth, relaxing my back. All right, now this is something that may not be the best thing to do in public, but in home, maybe not at work either. You can do this and stretch out that back. Good. And your back is attached to your hamstrings, and the more tight your hamstrings and your back are, the more tense you are. And we're here, and it's not yoga unless we are breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Then I'm going to slowly bend my knees and start to roll up. Ooh, rolling up to the spine. Once again, we're going to roll all the way to the top. Bring my hands up into the sky. Lean back, stretch back, open up. Good. And exhale, dropping it down. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. You're getting the blood flow. You're getting the circulation, which automatically kicks in those endorphins to make you feel good. And when you feel good, stress has less of a chance to do what it does. Coming back into our chairs, or you can keep it standing if you like. Good. Twisting out the back once again, feeling good. I'm going to take my left hand up into the sky, breathe in, reach up and reach out, and then take it over to the right. Oh, stretching out through I call these my in love handles because I'm in love with myself. And I'm stretching out, breathing out. Once again, we got to demonstrate it to the kids. And then I'm going to take that left hand, drop it on my right knee. Good. And then twist in the chair. Good. My right hand comes to my right knee or my right hip, and my right hand can come even behind me on a chair if I have one for a twist, and then breathe. Relax your shoulders for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Slowly coming back the other way. Take a second in the middle to breathe. Oh, man. And then exhale slowly. I'm going to bring that right arm up to the sky. Ooh, lean it over. This is that lean you do to try to pick up the remote off the ground or pick up the candy or whatever. Good. And then drop that right hand and we're going to find a twist. Relax your shoulders. Bring your chest up. Back is tall. And I'm breathing in for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Inhale slowly, coming back to center. Shake it out, relax it out, feel good about yourself. Nice. So we're feeling a little bit better in our body and our mind is able to relax a little bit more. Now it's time to check in with the rest of ourselves. What's going on in our mind? And we're going to talk about on that next slide as we go deep into our mindfulness checklist. Good. So mindfulness is all about not sleeping no more, right? Energizing ourselves, getting the blood flowing, getting the endorphins going. And all it took was what, 5 minutes? And most of it was done in the chair just to feel good. Everybody do me a favor, just stretch your arms, stretch your legs, send those legs into the sky. If you can spin like me, and everybody say, yeah. Woo. I know I can't hear you, but I can feel you. And I want you to feel yourself. What does it feel like to move? What does it feel like to breathe? When we're talking about mindfulness, that's all we're talking about. What does it feel like to be you? How does it feel to notice what it's like on your skin? Notice what it's like in your breath. Notice what it's like in your mind. Just going through that checklist. All right. I'm going to drop something in the chat for you real quickly. I have it in here, but this is our mindfulness checklist that we're going to go through. Here we go. I have a message to everybody. All right, let's see if it goes through. Good. All right, so everybody in the chat, that is our mindfulness checklist. When you're mindful, you're doing what you are doing right there in the moment. So if you could repeat after me, well, I'm going to say if you are eating, and then you say the last part. We're going to go through it, all the list. All right, so stick with me. If you are eating, eat. Love it. There we go, just like that. If you are driving, Yep, especially in Southern California. Stay driving, stay focused. If you are listening, then if you are walking, then yep. If you are breathing, then breathe. If you are loving, love. If you are loving, love. Hold hands with the present as you let go of the past and let the future wait until tomorrow. This is just a mindfulness meditation that I focus on when I think about being present here in the moment, when I understand that I can't breathe a breath from tomorrow, I can't breathe a breath from yesterday. I can only breathe the breath that I'm in the present with. And I teach that to little Jay. I tell him, when you're in your present moment, you're not worrying about, oh, what this kid's going to say. You're not worrying about what this person is going to do. You are in your present moment. And as you continue to practice being in the present moment, you continue to not react and to deal with your stress right where it is. How can we deal with our stress if we are trying to run from it all the time, if we are trying to make stories up about it? Being mindful is being aware of what we are feeling and what we have in that moment to just to feel what we feel. All right, it's a tool to be able to experience what we feel without trying to run away from it, without trying to deal with it, but just to breathe through it, to move through it, to shift ourselves from being anxious and depressed to being just here. All right, I might still be anxious and depressed, but at least I can move my body to make me feel good. At least I could take a breath to make me feel present, make me feel conscious, make me feel like I am in the moment. Us being in the moment and being present is one of the best and powerful things we can do. Drive, listen, walk, breathe. Amen. I love it. Yes, being able to stay connected with ourselves when we're doing our activities is the biggest thing that we can do. If we can go to the next slide, please. And please, if you can take that mindfulness checklist with you, go ahead and take it and use it as much as you can. Now, meditation. So when I first thought about meditation, I thought it was you got to be a monk somewhere in the Himalayas and you have to shave your head bald and not say anything to anybody for 42 years. So I wasn't trying to do meditation, but I really learned that meditation is just, once again, being present, being mindful. Meditation is not about turning off the mind because the mind, its job is to be on all the time. Our mind is 7-Eleven, it's open 24 hours, but we can go in there and get a 40 ounce, or we can go in there and get some peanuts and some healthy chips or something like that. So it just depends on what we are going into our mind for. And meditation helps us to go into our mind to find something that's relaxing, find something that's present, find something that helps us to focus. So put down the 40 ounce, put down the wine and the Takis and everything like that. And let's just pick up some cooling and some relaxing water. All right. So we're going to go through a mindfulness meditation. In our mindfulness meditation, your focus is your breath. Your focus is your inhale and your exhale. Your focus is on allowing your body to relax and just receive everything that you are experiencing without judgment, without critique, without guilt, without fear, without hurt, but just noticing, hey, that's what's going on with me right now. And that's just, it is what it is. And I'm gonna keep on breathing. The more we focus on our breath, the more we get free of the stories that our mind keep us going into. Oh my gosh, this is gonna happen. Oh my God, that is gonna happen. Oh my gosh. We just start creating these stories in our mind and we start going with those stories. You start following those stories like they're gonna actually happen. Well, they could happen, but they're not happening right now. So once again, put the 40 ounce down, put the Takis down, and just walk into the 7-Eleven and get some fresh water, some fresh fruit, whatever, as we go through this meditation. So do me a favor and come into a comfortable position. If you're at home, you can even lay down on the ground, get really comfortable. Lay on your bed. If you're at work or somewhere where you're sitting down, just find a comfortable position in a chair. Your legs don't have to be crossed. They probably actually be better just sitting on the ground. Let your shoulders be relaxed and fall away from your ears. Your hands are comfortable to your sides. I want you to feel secure in the seat. You may have to bring your back against the back of the chair. your hips are comfortable, your legs, and you're just focusing on the breath. As you start to relax the toes in your shoes, or if you're like me, in your socks or barefoot, let them wiggle, then let them fall. Relax the tops and the bottoms of the feet, the heels, the ankles. Relax the calves. Relax the back. Relax the back of the knees and the kneecaps. Relax the back of the legs, top of the legs. Let them just melt into the chair as you release your hips. They feel open. Release your belly. Let your belly just feel soft. No flexing, no tightening as you just notice the breath coming in and out. Let the lower back be soft and relaxed as it's supported by the chair, and the upper back to be released. Relax the chest. No tightness, no anxiety, just released and relaxed. Relax the shoulders, let them fall away from the ears, and allow that relaxation to move down into the arms, the elbows, the wrist, and the hands. Slowly breathe to allow that relaxation to move into your throat as you swallow and relax any tension. Unclench the jaw, no grinding. Let the tongue fall from the roof of the mouth as you soften the cheeks, the nose, the lips, the eyes off behind the lids. Let the back of the neck be relaxed, the back of the skull and the sides of the skull, releasing any tension in your temples, the forehead, the crown of the head, and breathe to relax your mind. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Deep inhale and exhale. Creating safe spaces for yourself and your children just to check in, to be aware, to let go of tension as you are aware of it, to check in with your mind, to allow yourself permission to turn the story off and be in the present. All right, I think my. All right, can y'all hear me now? Good. There we go. Yes. All right. So I'm not sure where you fell off, but I hope that you were able to relax. All I was saying was don't get the 40 ounce from 7-Eleven. Just breathe and relax. And Not this time. All right. So we can go to the next slide and check in. I hope you were able to enjoy me shutting up and being quiet and allow yourself to just have your own quiet. Um, and in the yoga, we like to end our sessions with the word namaste. And the word namaste really just means the peace in me really recognizes the peace in you. And I always tell the kids, the cool in me recognizes the cool in you. I'm cool, I'm relaxed, I'm chill. That means we are in the same place. So after I walk and talk with my nephew Jay, I always like to end with some breathing, end with some mindfulness. So I can bring him from that place of fear, that place of anger, that place of vengefulness, that place of sadness, and even from away from the computer in time for him to just feel good and relaxed about himself. And I hope to share that with you as well. So as always, feel free to feel free and namaste. And I thank y'all so much. Really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good. All right. So we can go to the next slide for me, please. Do me a favor. Once again, checking in. Code is there www.menti.com 927854 9. Let's see how our stress as a group, what it look like. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Earlier it was 3.5. Now we got it down to 1. We're in the twos. All right. All right. We're dropping it down, dropping it down, dropping it down. Stress is down. Cool. So I told you all a stressful and a personal story about me and Jay and his battles with bullying. And it got my stress up. But me being able to breathe, me being able to be mindful and able to move helps me to get my stress down. 1.5 points on the stress scale. So I hope these are some tools that you can take away and incorporate into your life and into the life of your kids. And once again, being able to understand when we can incorporate these tools anytime. We can do it in the chair. We can do it while we're driving. We can do it while we're just out having fun. And if we can go to the next slide for me, please. We're almost wrapping it up. Let me know how you feel. Once again, in the Mentimeter, just let me know how you feel. Um, Awesome. Glad you found some yoga. Just let me know how you feel. You can just answer it in the chat really quickly. Rested, inspired, awesome, great, great, great. Zen, peaceful, nice, ready for a nap, lighter, rested, relaxed, cool, 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 grateful, calm, inspired. Definitely love it, relieve, relax, nice. Cold, yes, I'm cold too. Breathe in, breathe out, and warm yourself up. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We can go to the next slide. We're almost done. You can just check us out here on all those social platforms and the website, www.datyoga.com. We have a YouTube channel. You can put That Yoga Dude in the YouTube. We have videos, of course, Instagram, that Yoga Dude, LinkedIn, Facebook, That Yoga Dude. You can find us there. And the next slide, please. Patreon. So on Patreon, we do live classes and we also have recorded classes every week. So if you want to join me for more yoga, you can find me on and subscribe and check in with us weekly for some more yoga. And then next slide, please. Timmy Tut, we have a youth wellness book. You can go to princetimmytut.com and learn about little Prince Timmy, who has a story similar to my nephew, little Jay, just trying to figure it out. And we're giving them some skills to do it, teaching them yoga, meditation, mindfulness, in an amazing illustrated kids book. So you can go www.princetimmytut.com and check it out. And next slide, please. All right. Any information, please give us a call. 951-264-5467. Call now for more information. And once again, James.woods at feelfreetofeelfree.net. The number 2 should not be there. I'm sorry, that is a typo. It's just james.woods at feelfreetofeelfree.net. Once again, you can go to thatyogadude.com. And this is what we provide: social emotional wellness programming. We go even deeper into the yelling to yoga and how we can apply it to our lives and how we can apply it to our youth in our schools and our organizations with workshops, classes, and assemblies. So I want to make time for a Q&A for questions if anyone have any questions like that. And once again, do me a favor, please, and give a warm round of applause for Miss Bianca and Miss Jeanette for helping to put this thing together. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, James. I hope everybody is just as relaxed as I am. I am like so relaxed right now. But I do want to leave a couple of minutes for any questions. Please feel free to leave them in the Q&A or in the chat box, and we'll take a look at those. We have a couple of minutes for maybe a couple of questions.
Right.
I'm just looking at the chat box, all amazing things. They're thanking you, James. That this was great. And then somebody, I believe, oh, they're going so fast. Armando wants to know, are these exercises on YouTube?
Yes, yes. You can go to my YouTube channel. It is that yoga dude, DATYOGA, and feel free slash feel free FEELFREE to feel free. And yes, you'll find our yoga videos on there. If you go to the website that yoga dude and just enter your information in a contact form, we'll send you videos and we'll send you a whole wellness book. Um, that just provides you with links to videos and information and breakdowns, and you can join us there. And once again, you can also join us on Patreon. So thank you, Armando.
Thank you. And then I have one more question. And Debbie just wants to know, will you come back to us next school year when we are there in person?
Yeah, I cannot wait. That is, yes, I love to be at the schools in person. I miss the kids so much. I really, really miss being with the kids. That's what we did. We go to schools and we do our yoga programming and stuff. So I miss the kids greatly, and I can't wait to be back in person with them, and just being back in person with people in general and doing this work. So yes, I look forward to being back with them. So thank you so much, and good to hear from you.
Thank you. Yeah, everybody's just thanking you. Namaste. Lots of namastes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
This was
Namaste.
so needed. I just want to go ahead and share my screen one last time, just to share some last bits of information. Let me go ahead and sorry about that. Okay. I want to make sure everybody just sees our information when it comes to our social media as well. Oh, sorry, technical difficulties. But please feel free to follow James on social media. Please follow us on social media. I know our Anti-Bullying Institute, we follow James. He's very active on Instagram and Facebook. And please feel free to register for our upcoming webinars as well. We have another one at 2 p.m. today, and then we do not have any webinars tomorrow in honor of Veterans Day, but we do have some more on Thursday and Friday as well. So I just want to go ahead and just thank everybody for attending this morning. I hope you guys, like I said, feel just as relaxed as I do. And ultimately, thank you, James, for spending this morning with us and sharing your yoga expertise and just calming us down a little bit.
Thank you all so much. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Feel free.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Please. Thank you.
Thank you.